Perhaps the biggest Marxist professor and proponent of the social gospel on campus was Dr. George Davis. King saw Christianity not as a truth to be believed, but as a tool to be used for the furthering of Marxism.
When Martin Luther King Jr. went to seminary to study on how to become a pastor, was he taught how to view society through a lens of Marxism? Check this out.
In 1947, Reverend J. Pius Barber, who was an affiliate of a Communist Front organization, as well as a close friend to MLK Sr., encouraged MLK Jr. to apply to his alma mater, Crozer Theological Seminary. King decided to go to Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, which was overrun by Marxist professors, including Morton Ensslin, who in 1945 called for a new biblical orthodoxy. Perhaps the biggest Marxist professor and proponent of the social gospel on campus was Dr. George Davis. King saw Christianity not as a truth to be believed, but as a tool to be used for the furthering of Marxism. This, in essence, is what Dr. Davis taught, and King enjoyed his teaching so much that he took 9 of his courses.
When you have someone who doesn't have a sound theology at all, then he gravitates towards something that has a poor ideological framework. You have a train wreck mess in the making.
The facilities of the university library become more and more important.
He talks about how impressed he was by the teachings of Walter Rauschenbusch. These were his ideas, that Christianity, if it is to be put to good use, it should be used to bring about some sort of social, some sort of economic, some kind of earthly reform.
In a letter that he wrote to Coretta before they got married, Dr. King talked about this utopian dream, the whole idea about equity, we're all going to be at the same level and that wealth will be distributed.
Essentially what you're talking about is Marxism. That's what Marxism is. It's this kind of bastardized theology, right? It's heretical Christianity.
I imagine you already know that I am much more socialistic in my economic theory than capitalistic. Our economic system is going through a radical change, and certainly this change is needed. I would certainly welcome the day to come when there will be a nationalization of industry. Let us continue to hope, work, and pray that in the future we will live to see a warless world, a better distribution of wealth, and a brotherhood that transcends race and color. This is the gospel that I will preach to the world.
Outwardly, there's nothing wrong with those things. He said, though, this is the gospel that I will preach to the world. Now we have a problem.
That's it.
And the problem that we have is this is not the gospel that Jesus Christ preached, right? This is not the gospel that Paul lays out.
So I asked Google, were there Marxist professors at Crozer Theological Seminary? And this is what it said. Crozer Theological Seminary did not employ avowed Marxist professors. Rather, the faculty such as Dr. George Washington Davis were proponents of the social gospel and theological liberalism. In other words, Marxists. It says they taught students to critically examine capitalism and engage with philosophers like Karl Marx without endorsing Marxist ideology themselves. But they were studying Karl Marx. Marxists.